everyone, once again welcome back children in my class. I am your mentor Risha, and once again I have brought a chapter for you, but this chapter is nothing new. It is the revision of the chapter, and this chapter has been already taught in the class, in online class, but today I am going to give you revision of the chapter. So let's have recap on whole chapter and revise completely from starting to end of the chapter. So I am going to start the chapter 6, and topic of the chapter 6 is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Yes beta, today we will revise about the chapter, and the topic is Democratic Republic of Congo. Congo is the chapter. This is the main theme where we will start and where only we will end. So about Congo, we will read that what is the location, what is the earlier name of Congo, what are the main rivers in Congo, and what are the landscapes here, and what are the different lakes situated or found here. And after this topic, we will start some more remaining part of Democratic Republic of Congo. So let's start. Actually, the Democratic Republic of Congo, what is the location? It is located near equatorial region. Yes, it is located in the equatorial region. Now you will ask that, ma'am, what is the meaning of equatorial region? Now, beta, you know very well that suppose it is our Earth, and it is the longest latitude, and its name is equator. What is the name of longest latitude on the Earth? It is nothing new. It is equator. Yes, equator is the longest latitude running on the Earth from the middle of the Earth, and it is the longest latitude. Fine. There are 5 main latitudes, but out of 5, equator. Yes, equator, which is running from the middle of the Earth. Yes, it is the longest latitude. And about latitude, I have already mentioned that latitudes are horizontal lines. These are sleeping lines. These are sleeping lines. Horizontal lines which are running over the globe, that is called latitudes. And opposite to it, what are longitudes? Longitudes are the vertical lines. These are the vertical lines around the globe, that is called longitude. These are standing line, and latitudes are the horizontal line, means these are sleeping line. So there are 5 main latitudes, and which is the longest latitude on the Earth? It is equator. Now see, what I am going to tell you is, it is our Earth and this is our equator. Which latitude is this? This is equator. So Democratic Republic of Congo, yes, its location is nearby equator. It is falling nearby equator, around equator. Equator is that latitude which is passing through this place. And so what is my point to speak again and again? Equatorial region. So as I said that equator is passing through this place. So equator is that place which is very hot. It is the hottest zone because equator is lying in the torrid zone. Now once again, let's discuss, like there are 3 different climatic zones. First is frigid zone, which is coldest zone. Second is temperate zone, which is neither too hot nor too cold. It means it is mix up of the climatic zone, climate. And third one is the torrid zone. Yes, torrid zone is the extreme hot zone which remains extreme hot throughout the year. But and what is the reason behind being hot throughout the year, being hottest zone? Actually, it is the reason, it is our sun. See, this is the north side, this is the southern side, and this is the equatorial region where sunlight is falling directly. Yes, extreme heat. Yes beta, see, this extreme heat is falling on the middle part of the Earth. So the direct facing of equator is towards the direct heat of the sun. सन की जो सनलाइट है वो डायरेक्टली कहाँ मैक्सिमम कहाँ फॉल होती है? इट इज फॉलिंग मैक्सिममली ऑन द middle part of the earth, and at the middle part of the earth equator is lying. That is why equatorial region remains extremely hot throughout the year as it is receiving extreme sunlight. Fine. And due to extreme falling of sunlight, it creates evaporation, condensation, precipitation and falling of rain. So what is there? Sunlight is falling, evaporation is taking place, soil is getting heated, it is evaporating, it is changing into condensation, then it is taking part of precipitation, then rain is falling. So due to extreme sunlight, falling of sunlight, due to extreme rainfall, both the things are there. So these two things are very good and favorable for the development of plant. So what do a plant need to do? Actually, suppose here is a soil and there are seeds and plant is growing. What does it need? It needs sunlight, it needs soil, it needs air. So each and everything is received in this equatorial region. It is receiving sunlight, it is receiving air, it is receiving everything to make photosynthesis. So that is why this area is known as equatorial forest even. Because you will find that near equator we find lots of dense forest. World's dense forests are found here. So equatorial region remains hot. It is surrounded with numbers of dense forests, and Congo is that part which is located in equatorial region. So side by side we can say that as Congo is falling in equatorial region, there we find numbers of forests, and forests are not so light here. We find here dense forest, and you know very well that dense forests are those places where wildlife can hide themselves. Like we all human beings need a permanent settlement or shelter we need. Obviously, we cannot stay anywhere like in a, you can understand, no? Like in an open place we cannot survive all the time. So these are our home. We need a shelter to protect ourselves, to live in. So these wildlife also have their own kind of surrounding. They need their own kind of surrounding to live. So wildlife need a dense forest to survive. So Congo is a place where we find equatorial forest and numbers of wildlife can be found here. Now you see this diagram properly what I have made. Just have a look on it. You will understand each and everything. Just have a look on it. Now fine, I hope all of you have seen the diagram, and whatever diagram I am drawing on the board, you please pay your attention properly, because sometimes you know that what we are reading in the book, what we are looking on the board, that is all impressive, but sometimes diagrams are more impressive. So you go through it properly. I am going to do this. Fine. I hope all of you have understood. So equatorial region that you have understood. Now it remains hot, humid and wet. What is the reason behind being hot, humid and wet? The reason of being hot, yes, equatorial region remains hot, means it is very hot, it is extremely hot. What is the reason? I have told you, due to the falling of sunlight. Extreme sunlight is falling, so soil is getting heat up and it is creating extreme heat. It is generating extreme heat. So it is very hot. It is humid. Yes, it is humid. Why? Because the intensity of heat, it is generating, it is creating evaporation, and evaporation means that the presence of water molecules in itself. So the wind which is carrying, which is blowing near around us, that is carrying the small water droplets within it. So it is very humid. Now next it is wet. It is wet. Why? Because if it is hot, it is humid, it will be resulting in rainfall. So it is wet all the time. Fine. So I have explained this part to equatorial region. It is very hot, it is humid and it is wet too. Wet means gila. And what is the reason behind being wet? Being wet is resulted by the extreme rainfall. Fine. So first point we Africa. Yes, what is Africa? Everyone knows that Africa is the name of continent. We have 7 continents, and out of 7, Africa is one of the continent where largest country is Congo. Yes, and what was the earlier name of Congo? It was Zaire. Second largest country is Congo, where in Africa, and Kinshasa is the capital of Congo. Now, whatever the country is, there we have each and every country is having its capital. Like India is a country, its capital is Delhi. So here Congo is a country and the capital is Kinshasa. Nice name, no? Kinshasa is the capital of Congo. This part we have done. Now what are the rivers? Like in all chapter I used to remind you that whatever places we are going through, for each and every place we are covering the location, what are the wildlife, what are the human lives, what kind of economy do they have, what are the other living sources, what are the food habits, dressing sense of the particular place. So here again we are going to discuss all these things. Fine. So what are the rivers? Actually the country named Congo having the main stream of river and name is Congo. So the main river is here Congo. Kasai, Sangha, Ubangi. Yes, these are 3. Kasai, Sangha and Ubangi. These 3 are tributaries of river Congo. And what are the tributaries? So this is the main river is flowing. So the branches is splitting. That split is called tributaries. So these are the helping rivers of this river Congo. And Kasai, Sangha and Ubangi, these are 3 tributaries of river Congo. Fine. Next is landscape. Landscape means to say that eye-catching places or the beautiful sceneries which are the main remarkable things of the particular place. Landscape. What are the landscapes? Spatial landscapes of country. Which country? Congo. Actually, the northeastern part of Congo is mountainous. It means that it is surrounded by mountains, and this region is mountainous. Means mountains are spread here and there. There we find the ranges of mountains and Margarita. Yes. Which mountain range? Margarita. Nice name. Margarita is the highest peak here. Yes. Name the highest peak in the Congo region. That is Margarita. Fine. Next is lakes. What are the main lakes here? Famous lakes here. That it is Albert, Edward and Now we will discuss about the next point, and it is climate. Like what kind of climate do we find here? And before starting anything about the climate, I would like to tell you that as I said, as I have already informed in the beginning of the chapter, that Congo is the country which is located in equatorial region. So equatorial region means it is our earth, and at the middle of the earth it is the longest latitude passing, and this is equator. So near this equatorial region Congo is located. So it is quite natural that what kind of climate will be there. It is very hot, and the climate is named equatorial climate. Yes, it means that it is very hot, and extreme hot due to extreme heat which is absorbed by the soil, it causes heavy rainfall. So as we know that equatorial climate we find here. What kind of climate do we find here? Equatorial climate, and it is very hot. It is very hot because of direct heat of the sunlight is falling in the equatorial region. It is very humid because this heat which is absorbed by the soil, later on it is converting into evaporation, and evaporation contains small molecules of water, small water particles, small water droplets in itself. So the air is very humid. Next is wet. Yes, it is wet because at the end it is resulting in heavy rainfall. So beta, you please go through this concept that what kind of climate? Equatorial climate. What does it cause? It is very hot, it is very humid, and it is wet because because of heavy rainfall. Just you go through it, just you keep this concept in your mind, it will help you. Now after going through this part, let's connect to this part. Actually climate which is very hot, every evening rainfall occurs. As I said that when soil get heated later on at the time of sunset, so on, it is causing, it is transferring into the evaporation, then condensation, then precipitation, and result is falling of rain. So this is the continuous process, getting heated and causing in rainfall. These are all connected with each other. So it is quite obvious that when there is extreme hot, rain will definitely fall there. So here we find annual rainfall which is very good and which is very large amount. So every evening rainfall is called 4 o'clock. Means every evening rainfall occurs there, and this rainfall at the time of evening which is falling there is known as 4 o'clock rainfall. Fine, this is 4 o'clock rainfall. Next, the duration of day and night. These are not both of these are not shorter like to each other. The length of day and night both are almost equal. The equal hours of day side by side, equal hours of night. So both the things are going together at having the same length of day and night. So there is not much difference between day and night length. They both are very equal in length. So this is the very short revision about climate. Just you go through it, and if you are copying this diagram in your notebook, it will help you a lot, because these are very short keys. This will quickly hit in your mind to write the answer. Just you copy it. Huh? Now we will read about what kind of vegetation do we find here, what kind of greeneries are found here, what do we see here, and what kinds of plants and trees are growing here. Before starting this topic, I would like to connect you with the just a few minutes back topic what I have discussed, that Congo is a region which is falling in equatorial region, and where we find a very thick forest. So it is quite obvious that greeneries which are growing here, this is very fast growing greeneries because of the heavy falling of sunlight, extreme waterfall. So these are the only things required for the growth of green trees and plants. So that all is provided here. So definitely we will find a very good kind of greeneries and fast growing. So plants tend to grow quickly and thickly, yes, because sunlight is falling extremely, rain is falling in very good amount. So plants are growing very quickly. They tend to grow very quick and fast. Their growth is very good even. That is why we find lots of dense forest of the world only in this area. This area is surrounded with dense forest. So once again, apart from forest, what kind of layers of vegetation do we find here? We find here 3 different kinds of layers of vegetation. First is canopy, second is understory, and third is forest row. So let's discuss. First is canopy. Yes, canopy is the first layer in the forest region, and what is the specialty about the canopy? I have discussed already in the chapter, but let's we have revision. Canopy is the first layer of the forest region, and the shape of the trees which are found, and these are the trees, and the shape which is found is like this. So what does this picture remind you about? This picture reminds us about, what is it? It is an umbrella. Fine. So see, the upper part is equal to the dome shape of umbrella. So this kind of tree we find in canopy. And what is canopy? Canopy is the first layer of the forest which are found there. Fine. And this part is actually very tall. This part is very tall. Tall trees are found, and these are covered with small tiny leaves. Yes, these are something. These are very well knitted. एक दूसरे से एकदम अच्छे से उलझी भी होती है पत्तियाँ. These are very dense, and this portion of leafy area hardly allows, like this is sunlight is falling and it is falling on the upper part of the canopy. This tree hardly it let the sunlight fall on the ground, because this area is completely so dense, it is thickly knitted with the leaves that it does not allow the sunlight to fall on the ground exactly. So the main amount of the sunlight remains on the top area of canopy tree layer, which is the first layer, and this I have discussed. Now next one is understory. What is understory? Actually, beta, understory is the second layer of the forest region which are found here, and these are the layers of the trees which are found here. These are again second layer understory, which are growing behind or below the canopy layer. Fine. And the forest floor. Yes, the word forest floor, it means that those creepers or climbers which are very weak, which tends to spread. Suppose this is the soil. These are growing here and there, and small fruits or vegetables are there, whatever, means like these are creeper. These are spreading on the floor. So these are not having the strong support, these are not strong, these are weak vegetation, so these remains on the floor only. So the name is forest floor. So this is all about the three different layers of vegetation found in forest area. So once you see, like I am not writing much on the board. I don't not like the filling the board and writing everything. I am just making the very key on the board. I am just drawing keys on the board so that you will have very good retention in the mind, and it will retain in the mind definitely if you are going through properly. So first you see this board properly, and you can draw this keys in your notebook, so that at exam time it will quickly help you. Fine, just go through it. So now beta, I hope that you have seen that how trees are growing, how sunlight is falling, how canopy layer is formed, and how below the canopy understory is there, and below understory there are forest floor. This all you have seen. Now we will start one more new topic, and I hope you have already copied this section in your notebook. Now let's start about what is grassland, which is actually Congo is a region which is surrounded with grasslands. So what are grasslands? But grasslands are those areas which are surrounded with, which is having long grasses. Actually the grasses which are found here on the soil, these are very long in size, and these are not like the small grasses what commonly we find near around us. These grasses are very tall, very long, and very sharp and pointed end. This end is very pointed and very sharp. Sorry, the grasses are very pointed, very tall. So these end is very pointed and very sharp. So the grasslands is almost surrounded with such a kind of grass, and Congo is a region which is almost surrounded with the grassland. Now what kind of wildlife do you find here? As I said that Congo is a region where we find dense forest. So dense forest is the place or home for wild animals, and the wild animals which are found here, they are of different varieties. Different kinds of animals and birds, they are living here, and sometimes they are migrating according to the suitability of the climate. Sometimes birds are changing from colder place to the hotter place, or the hotter place to the cold place. So sometimes the animals and birds are also migrating from one place to another place. So different kind of wildlife is found here, like chimpanzees, gorillas, and monkeys, pythons. Different kinds of varieties of these animals are found here. Fine. Next is transport. Actually transport is not well developed here because of the forest. Because of forest, transport has not been developed, is not so much successful, but still transport through the medium of water like ships, cargos, these are running here. And most popular form of transport is air transport. Airports are there and air transport is much successful, and water transport is much successful than any other means of transport. So now you see, and these key point you please note it down in your notebook. Now what are we going to do next? It is all about the economy. Like beta, whenever we are reading about any place, any country, any part of the world, then we must know that what kind of economy is existing there. No, economy means that what kind of living standard of the people, what do they do for their living, what are the sources of living for the people, what do they do exactly, like if they are in rural area, what are they doing, if they are in urban area, what are they having the source as for their living. So economy, related to economy of Congo, this country is rich in minerals. And what are minerals? Minerals are those valuable things which are obtained from the deep section of the soil, and these are very valuable as these are obtained from the deeper section of the earth. So minerals like gold, silver, zinc, cobalt, yes, these are some random names of minerals which are obtained from the deep section of the soil over from Congo, and these minerals are in high demand and exported to the other countries. So this is the main source of income or economy where Congo is based on. And next is life of the people. Like what do they, what kind of people are found there? What do they do? How do they live? What are the life existing there? Actually, their people are nomadic in nature. Some people are where we find that these are nomadic. These are tribal people are also found there. And what is the meaning of tribal? Actually, the word tribal is similar to nomadic. Now you will ask that now what is the meaning of nomadic? The word nomadic means tribal. Exactly. Both means that group of people who don't have their own permanent house, who don't have their permanent settlement. They have their life like one day is here and second day is on another place. So this is all about the life of the people. They don't have their permanent house, they don't have their permanent shelter. They keeps moving one place to another place in search of shelter, in search of food, in search of their life, so on. So this is all about. But what are the special name of these people? Like if they are tribal or nomadic? Actually, Bantus. Yes, Bantus is the name of tribal group of people. And second is Pygmies. Yes, mainly Pygmies, which are mainly found here. But apart from Pygmies, Bantus is also a name of the tribal group which are found in Congo region. Now, what do they speak? Which language do they speak? They must be having a language because they cannot communicate with the help of any gestures, any indications. They cannot follow. So they are speaking French language. Yes, French is the language which is mainly spoken by the people living in Congo. So this is all about a very short, brief idea about what kind of economy is existing there, what is the life of the people there, and who are the tribal people here, and what is the main language of the people living in Congo. So this is all about the key of these things. You please go through it and you can write it down in your notebook. Please go through this area. Well, I hope that now you all have understood, you all have seen, and you can go through my first video of the chapter 6 and you can see the revision of this video, and both are similar, and as far as I have tried my level best to explain as much as possible. And still, if you have any confusion in revision video, if you want to ask anything, you can put your queries, you can drop your queries in the comment section, and I am always there to help you. It was nice to meet you. It is always nice to meet you, children, and I hope that you all have understood. And still, if you have any queries, I am always there to help you, and we will meet very soon in our next video with some more new topics. No new topics nowadays. I will be keeping on with revision videos only. Fine, till then, take